Subjan, can you please keep on mute from your end? So there is a mute and unmute option in a go to meeting. So we are getting some noise. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's start the session. So today I'm going to explain what are the topics I'm going to cover in this training. Overall 35 hours of the duration training, which are the topics I'm going to cover. So that is what I'm going to explain today's session. Okay, in a BO, SAP Business Object is a reporting tool. So which is having the multiple flavors of the reporting tool. So if you take any Tableau or ClickView or Cognos, which is having the only single reporting tool. But here, so while we get a BO, so license, we'll get a multiple tools are available. Depends on the requirement, we are going to use the different reporting tool in business objects. Okay. Welcome to the Business Objects online demo session. Myself, Madhukar Reddy. I have 12 plus years of experience in business objects. Currently, I'm working as a business object architect, and I certified in a BO, Oracle, Cognos. And I started my career with a very old version of the BO, which is a 6.5. So if you go back to very old version, which is in before 2006, so there was we used to use the 6.5 version and XAR2. Okay. So after 6.5, I moved to the different version is XAR2, 3.0, 3.1. I work with the 4.0. Later I moved on to the latest version of the BO 4.1 and 4.2. Currently, most of the projects we are using 4.0, sorry, 4.1 and 4.2. Most of the projects we are using the 4.1 and 4.2. Okay. And I work with different sources, which is a BW. I develop a web intelligence report by connecting to the BW sources. So I can say almost more than 6 projects I work with the BW integration with BO. And recently I have completed the 2 end-to-end implementation on SAP HANA sources with BO. So SAP HANA is an in-memory database. So we develop a dashboards, Design Studio dashboards, Lumira reports by connecting to the SAP HANA sources. And business object can connect to any of the sources. Also, I work with other sources, Oracle, Terra database, SQL Server. So these are the different sources I work my in experience. Also, I have a good experience and knowledge working with the ETL tool, which is a BODS. And also have other tools, so having a knowledge in PI and Cognos. So in my experience, so I work with the different domains, telecom domain, sales domain, banking, and HRMs. So as a BO developer, you need not to have any prerequisite knowledge for the domain. Okay. So only you need to have some database knowledge to learn business objects. So database knowledge in maybe at the time of graduation you might aware of understand the database concept. So that knowledge is enough. But yes, and sometimes people may not aware of the database concepts also. Still, I'm going to cover in this training database concept. I'm explain the SQL Server database. Okay. In this course, we are conducting one end-to-end project training on a sales project. Okay. So we are going to discuss end-to-end implementation of the one of the project on the sales project. Okay. Not only the project, so which I am going to explain each and every concept, which is I'm going to explain on a real-time base oriented. In any topic, if I take it, so where we are going to use and what requirement we are going to, what base requirement we are going to develop those kind of reports, so which I am going to explain in this training. Okay. So each topic, what I'm explaining, you can consider one of the real-time project scenario. Okay. So as a project training, so I'm going to use the sales domain project, which we have almost some 70,000-80,000 of data. So using that sales domain, I'm going to cover in this training, project training. Okay. So that's about myself. Moving on to, so these are the 20 topics I'm going to cover in this training. Okay. So the last one, if you look at here, mock-up interview questions. So kind of like what is exactly mock-up interview? Like an interview, what kind of questions they will ask? The first question they will ask, explain about your project. Give me a brief idea about your project architecture. Okay. So as part of the training, so maybe you can take the sales domain project or banking project or take the example and you can explain the project architecture. So that will give you more idea so that you really work on the project when you try to explain the detail. So that overall knowledge I will share with you. So how to explain the project, end-to-end implementation and architecture of the project, that I will explain. And also the next question they will ask, tell me one of the complex scenario so which you did in the project. Complex scenario which you did in the invoice designing, complex scenario which you did in the reporting, and complex scenario so which is you gathered the when you gather the requirement, so what kind of complexity you faced with the customer. Okay. So that kind of questions they will ask. So that also I'll give you 2-3 examples of complex reports and complex requirement, understand the complex report requirements. So that all I'm going to explain. And apart from that, so what we do, I have a regularly conducting the technical training, right? So those technical questions also they will ask in an interview. So that also I'm going to cover. And resume preparation. So as a 7 years or 8 years experience, or if you're trying to apply for a job like keeping the 10 years or 12 years experience. So as a 12 years experience, what kind of roles and responsibilities you should have it in your resume. Okay, so that I'm going to explain the roles and responsibilities and you can keep those responsibilities in your resume. Okay, so normally, so when you are attending the interviews, based on your resume only, they will ask the questions. Based on your responsibilities, so they will ask questions. Okay, so that all, so at least the first and second project, so I will give you the brief idea about each and every responsibility, so that way you can easily answer to interviewer. And certification exam preparation. In case if you are interested for Bharti certification, if you want to get a certified in SAP, so that also I'm going to cover as a part of the training. So I'll give you some question and answers and some material related to the certification. Project material is a different, and certification specifically for certification is a material is different. So that all document I'm going to share with you. So by going through the certification document, so you can easily pass. And also part of the technical training, I'm going to cover that certification questions also. And job support. So job support, which is not like I'm not going to give you the job. I'm not part of the placements. Okay. So here job support means like once you get a project, if you are facing any issue in your project, so that job support will do that. Okay. Certification cost is 500 USD. Okay. And in case if you are working in a company, maybe some companies they will give the discount price. Okay. Suppose your company you are working in IBM. So SAP is a partner of the IBM. So then you can complete with a less price. Okay. And even yeah, you can reimburse also. Okay. So in case if you are working a partners company, so then you can reimburse easily if you pass the exam. Fine. So these are the job support. As I said, like I'm not into the placement, but definitely if there is any requirement, any of the known company, so I will refer your resume. I will share your resume with that company. So you may get a call from that company directly. Okay. But yeah, I prefer always you can update your resume once the training is completed. Update your resume in your Monster Naukri. So definitely you'll get a calls. Okay. If there is any requirement, so preferably to apply the jobs in a portal only, Monster and Naukri. So more is on Monster. So you will get a call from the Monster. Yeah, Naukri also fine, but prefer Monster. Okay, apply the job portal, and definitely you will have a lot of calls in business objects now. Okay, so that's about the highlights of my training, apart from the technical training. And coming to the technical topics, so overview of the reporting tool. So what is the reporting? What is the purpose of the reporting? That we are going to cover. And the remaining topics which is related to the BO topics and BO models. There are different BO models in business objects, as I said. Crystal reporting tool is one of the reporting tool. Web intelligence is one of the reporting tool in business objects. Okay. Lumira is one of the reporting tool. Apart from the reporting tool, we have the dashboard tool, Design Studio dashboard tool, and also we have Excel CS dashboard tool. Okay. So more graphical representation will present into the dashboards. And in case if you want to see the detailed data and aggregated data, that you can do it in a Lumira reports, Web Intelligence, and Crystal reports. Okay. So each tool, what is the difference between each and every tool, and what scenarios will go for a particular tool? So that all we'll discuss. But 70% of the project we use the Web Intelligence reporting tool. BO always consider reporting tool is a Web Intelligence only. Okay, that means we are going to use the 70% of the projects is a Web Intelligence, and 30% of the project we are going to use the different tools. Okay. So each and every tool we are going to cover in this training. Okay. Moving on to components wise architecture. So you'll see here, so BO 4.2 components wise architecture. Okay. So BA Launchpad, we have another architecture which is a server based architecture. So that we'll discuss. And also we have other architecture which is a project based architecture. Project architecture is different. And so the components wise architecture, I defined this to understand the each and every tool, how the tools are related to each other. So that is the purpose I created this architecture. This is my own architecture I defined here. but architecture defined by the SAP is the server architecture. So that server architecture also we'll discuss in this training later when I'm talking about the administration part. Okay. So BA Launchpad is a business object portal. Using this portal, the end user going to log in to access the reports which is available in the BO server. Whatever the developer implemented reports and deploy into the production, so those reports user going to access it through the BA Launchpad. So what kind of reports you can access? You can access the dashboards, you can access the crystal reports, you can access the Design Studio report, dashboards, you can access the Lumira reports, you can access the web intelligence reports, you can access the rich client reports, desktop based tools. Okay. Whatever the reports already implemented and placed into the BO server, so user can log into the BA Launchpad and access the reports which is available in the repository. So which he can access all type of reports, but he can't modify. You can just open a report and he can see the updated data in the report. Okay. So far, anyone have any question? Is that clear? No questions, right? Okay. And you can unmute yourself in case. Yeah, Subjan, go ahead, please. Subjan, you have a question? Okay, Rameshwar, please.
Will you elaborate a bit about this architecture?
Yeah, I'm just trying to explain. Yes. Okay. So through the BA Launchpad, so where the end user going to access the reports, and as a BO developer, we are going to develop a web intelligence report. Web intelligence is a web-based reporting tool. Web intelligence is a web-based reporting tool. To develop a web reports, so we need a universe. We need a universe which is a source as a universe. Now, what is a universe? Universe is a semantic layer. Universe is a semantic layer between the database and the report developer. Okay. So how we can design the universe? So universe can be implemented by connecting to the any of the sources. So BO do not have any limitation that universe can connect to the only these sources, which you can connect to the any of the sources. So which here I highlighted only the frequently which we are using the sources. Most of the project is BW, SAP HANA, Oracle and SQL Server. So these are the different sources which we use most of the projects. Okay. So say example, if you want to develop a reports on Oracle database, to create a reports on Oracle database, we should have the universe as a middleware. So the universe can be implemented using the UDT tool or IDT tool. Universe can be implemented using the UDT tool or the IDT tool. UDT stands for Universe Designer Tool and IDT stands for Information Designer Tool. Okay, these are the BO tools only. So to create a semantic layer, nothing but a universe. To create a universe, we are going to use the UDT and the IDT tool. Okay. So both the tools are same. Till 4.0, till XI 3.1 we have a UDT. From 4.0 version, the IDT is introduced. From 6.5 to XI 3.1, we have only the UDT tool. In a 4.0, they introduce the IDT. Every version, normally they used to have some new features. So instead of introducing the new feature in a UDT in 4.0, so they come up with a new tool which is called the IDT tool, Information Design Tool. Okay. So both the tools are same, only the naming, only the name and the way you design the universe is the steps are different, but the concept wise both are same. Okay. In the future, we are going to use only the IDT tool. We will not have the UDT tool. Okay. So we are going to cover in both the tools, UDT and the IDT. So why we need a UDT and IDT? So to create a universe, to define the universe, we are going to use this IDT and UDT tool. Okay, by connecting to the different sources, by connecting to either it is OLTP system or it's a OLAP system, either it is a data warehousing system or you can say the OLTP system. Okay, so which we can connect, which we can develop a reports, even online transaction system, or we can use the OLAP system. Anything we can develop a reports. Okay, fine. So to create a report, with a universe, so universe can be implemented by using the IDT and the UDT tool. Only the difference between the IDT and UDT is you can create a universe by connecting to the multiple database at a time. You can create a universe by connecting to the multiple database at a time. With a UDT tool, which you can connect to the only single sources, which we cannot connect to the multiple sources. Only that is the difference between the UDT and the IDT tool. Okay, clear? And when you coming to the SAP HANA sources, create a universe using the IDT tool and develop a reports. With the latest version of the BO, without universe also you can develop a report. You can directly connect to the SAP HANA sources and develop a web reports. So universe is not mandatory when it comes to the HANA, but universe is mandatory always when it comes to the non-SAP sources, Oracle or SQL Server database. Universe is always mandatory. Okay, and also when you connect into the BW sources, you can create a universe by connecting to the info cubes, DSOs, multi-providers, and you can develop a reports. Here report means either it can be web intelligence report or dashboards or crystal report or design studio and Lumina for any of the sources. So either we require a universe or we can directly connect to the SAP or ANA system. Okay, also you can develop a reports on top of by connecting to the board. So using the query. Okay. Sorry, I got disconnected. Are you able to hear me now? Is my voice audible now? Okay, fine. So this is how we can develop a report by connecting to the BW sources. So both are all the concept and all the connectivities, and I'm going to explain by connecting to the SAP HANA sources, BW sources, and SQL Server database, Oracle database. So which all the sources I'm going to cover in this training. Okay, and also we are going to develop a dashboards using the live office connection, query as a web services. And also we develop a crystal report by connecting to the directly databases without universes. You can create a reports by connecting any of the tool, any of the reporting tool or dashboard, so which we are going to use the universes. And universes also sometimes we can connect to the databases also. So which are the tools which it can directly connect to the Oracle or SQL Server database, that also we'll discuss. Design Studio, Lumira, so all these tools which I'm going to cover in this training. And also, so there is another tool which is a rich client tool. Other than universes, you can develop a reports by connecting to the Excel sheets text files. If you have the source, is available in Excel and text files, right? So you can directly connect to that sources and develop a reports. And also we can develop a reports by connecting to the web services also. You can connect to the services and develop a rich client reports. That also I'm going to cover in this part of the training. And user creation, how to create a users. So I'm going to cover the administration part of how to create a users, how to give the access to particular reports to the particular users, and also how to schedule a report. I want to get a daily report to my email box or customer email box. Okay, in that case we are going to schedule a report or we are doing the publication. Okay, so distributing the reports to the different customers based on the requirement. So once you develop a report, that we have to send it to the different users. So that also we are going to cover in this training. Okay. And the CCM, Central Configuration Manager, is a tool. There we are going to configure the BO servers. Okay. We have a multiple services up and running in the backend, which is a web intelligence processing server, central management server, crystal reporting server, dashboard server. Okay. So depends on the tools which you are using. So those services should up and running. So that all server configuration also will be covering this training. Okay. And also promotion management tool to promote the reports one environment to the other environment. So you develop a report all development system. So that we have to move to the quality system. And quality we are going to test it. Once the testing is completed, if there is no bugs identified, there is no issues identified, then we'll move to the quality system to the production system. Okay. So this is how, so we can promote the report one environment to the other environment. And also we upgrade the project using management tool. Suppose all the reports which is implemented in 3.1. So that you can upgrade to the 4.1 or 4.2 version. Okay. So upgradation of project also we are going to cover. That means migration. Migration also I'm going to cover in this training. Report conversion tool. Convert the DESKI reports to the web intelligence format. So desktop intelligence is one of the old reporting tool. Now that reporting tool is permanently removed. So those, if there are any reports are implemented using the desktop intelligence, so that we need to convert into the web intelligence formatting. So that conversion of the DESKI to Webby, so that also will cover as part of the training. Okay. Here. So in this training, so I'm going to cover development activity, project support, cover the project support. Let me just come back here. BO development, we are going to cover project support and also migration of the project, how to migrate the project and upgrading the versions, how to upgrade the older version to the latest versions, and also the administration part. Okay. So these all topics we are going to cover in this training. Okay. Development, project support, migration, upgrading, and administration. So this will cover in this training. End-to-end implementation of the development project, support and enhancement. So depends on the requirement, we are going to enhance our project. And the migration, how to migrate the project old version to the latest version, and upgrading the existing system to 4.0 to 4.1 and 4.2. And the administration part, so there how to configure, how to install the BO server, how to configure the BO application, and how to schedule a report, how to configure the SMTP server to send a report to the particular customers. Okay, how to send a report to the FTP location. Okay, so that all configuration settings, so which we are going to cover in the administration part. Okay, and as a part of the training, so we are going to share the server access. So server access, you will get the 90 days. Okay, so you need not to install anything. So you are just connecting to the remote desktop. So how to connect to the remote desktop, I'll show you here. Connect to the remote desktop. Enter the IP address of the BO system, click on connect. Click yes. Now, whatever the components I explain now, right, all the components are available in our system. What I'm going to cover in this training line. So all the components are already installed. You need not to install anything here. So if you look at here, business intelligence under folder, you will see the CCM, as I said, central configuration manager, where we are going to configure all the servers. So if you click on manage, right, so there you can see all the BO all the servers which is up and running in the backend. You can see this. Okay, and also, so you have the under this you'll see the CMC tool, BA Launchpad, upgrade management tool, and also you have the client tools are available, as I said, information designer tool, universe designer, rich client tool, query as web services, report conversion tool. Okay, and also you will find the dashboard tool, design studio, crystal reports, Lumira. So all the tools are available here. Okay, and also, so we are going to connect the different sources, as I said, SAP HANA sources and BW sources, and we have a source called the SQL Server database. How to connect to the SQL Server database and design a universe and develop a dashboards, right? So all the connectivity is already placed, and how to connect to the different sources, so which is available in our server, and we'll give you the material. Okay, so material provided by the SAP team, and also I prepared some material, so that also I'm going to cover. Also I will give you the technical specifications and functional specification documents, sample functional specification document, UAT documents. Okay, and also the certification material also I'll give you, and question and answer, certification material and question and answers. Okay, so 60% of the questions will come from the question and answers only. Fine, so that all we'll discuss. And apart from the training, I'm going to give you some assignment every day. So based on the specific topic, like I'm going to cover some web intelligence of the conditional formatting, one of the topic. So how we do it in real time, that I explain, and also I will give you some task. Okay, so I can say the project assignment also I do, but yeah, it's not mandatory to do it. Whenever you get a time in weekends or a time you sit and try to complete that project assignment when you get a time. Okay, fine. And also we do some provide the exercises daily basis, so that you can complete it and save it into the portal. So I'll check it if you're not able to do it. Yes, so definitely we'll discuss again in this training. Okay, so the highlights of the training, and the training, the duration of the training is 35 hours. Okay, to complete this training, 35 plus hours I can say. Okay, and which is going to Monday to Friday session. We are going to conduct the session every Monday to Friday, and which we are having whatever connection is every day 7:30 a.m. IST. Okay. So currently that what the batch I'm starting here is the 7:30 a.m. IST every day 1 hour session. Okay. So that's it. And if you have any queries, always you can email me. Okay, for any questions. And also apart from the training, as I said, like if you facing any problem in your project, so that project support also we'll do. So that if anyone have any question, I think Srivani you joined late, but yes, you can go through the recorded session. We'll share the recorded session, and every day we record the session and we'll share it everywhere. Okay. Even in case if you miss one session, so before you attend the next session, you can just go through the recorded session to understand the concept. Okay. So that's it my side. And please go ahead if you have any questions. I'm open for any questions now. Okay. So thanks all, and we'll continue the session tomorrow. So tomorrow is the first session. So there I'm going to cover what is the reporting and how to access the reports through the BA portal, and how to develop a simple Webby report. We'll start with the Webby reporting tool, then we'll move to the university designing, then administration, then the other report, Crystal report, Design Studio, Lumira, so dashboards. So that all we'll discuss the next sessions.
One question, Madhur.
Yeah.
Can we install this BO in our local systems, at least for development?
Yeah, you can install, but it required at least 16 GB RAM. Okay. Windows 2008 server is required. Okay. If you have that configuration, you can install in your machine.
Okay. There will be only server. There won't be any desktop.
No. You can install the server and you can install the client. Both you can do it. Okay.
So we can have client here. We can have client in our systems and we can connect to your server. Will it be possible?
No, not possible, because the server team, they made a restriction that so everyone has to connect to the remote server to access even the client tools or the server tools. Okay. Normally we can do it because why they restricted that? So each user we are paying to the server team. Okay. Say suppose if we get one user, so everyone can access through the client tools. So to avoid all these problems, so they made a restriction that everyone has to connect to the remote server only. Then only they can access all the applications. Yeah. Okay. But in a real time, whenever you are working with a project, right? So you are going to install the client tools in your machine and you are connecting to the server. So you are not going to connect to the BO server where the BO is installed. Okay. If you are an administrator, yes, you can able to connect to the BO server directly. Yeah. So that's it today. Any questions? So we'll continue the session tomorrow. So tomorrow is having the first session. Okay. Thanks. Thanks everyone for attending a demo. So we'll continue tomorrow. The same time, and you can use the same meeting invite. You can use the same link to join the session. Thank you very much.